Hello guys, this is What About Nintendo, and today I'm here with another weekly update on Media Crate charts in Japan to see how the hardware and software sales were over in the East, over in that Japanese region. So let's get right on into it. So of course, as always, we're going to start with hardware sales. And overall, hardware sales are down for the Switch, selling about half as many units as it did last week, with 64,387 compared to 126,701, but it's still well in first. So it's still doing good. Obviously, there was a lot more supply last week because Mario Odyssey came out. There's still a decent supply this week, but it's down because of so many units selling last week. But hey, they didn't take that much of hardware stock or dip. You know, it wasn't like they sold 126,000 and they just had nothing, so they sold, you know, like 10,000 this week. So they kept up relatively well after that just massive bombardment of sales from last week. They're doing pretty good. PlayStation 4 in second place as usual, 21,830 units. PlayStation 4 Pro about 7,000 units. So overall, around 28 to 29,000 units there for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, doing pretty darn good for them. Number 3, new 2DS XL, 11,000. Number 4, new 3DS XL, about 8,000. Number 6, the PlayStation Vita, 3,576. Not sure why I spelled the entire thing out for you there, but it just sounded good, I guess, in my head. Number 7, the 2DS at 1,500 units. 8, new 3DS, 287. 9, Xbox One, actually selling over 100 units at 114. Whoop whoop. I don't think this counts Xbox One X sales, so might see 200 next week. Look at that. Number 10, PlayStation 3, 56, and 11, Wii U with 38 units. Overall, hardware was down overall. PlayStation was a little bit up, but not nearly enough to compensate for the half that the Switch didn't sell compared to last week. So just hardware sales in general are down, but that makes sense after a huge release like Mario Odyssey. But on the game side, things are still doing well for both Nintendo and PlayStation, so we'll get into that. So at number 1 is not actually Mario Odyssey, as I kind of was expecting, but that is Call of Duty World War II on the PlayStation 4. Selling 168,234 units. Overall, that's pretty good. Call of Duty always sells really, really well, but this one I feel like I thought it was going to sell well just because it's finally another quote-unquote boots to the ground Call of Duty game where you're not, you know, it's not going into the future, it's not doing all this crazy stuff. It's going back to the roots of Call of Duty. I don't know what why this means roots, but apparently it does. It's going back to the roots of Call of Duty, which is what everyone seemed to be wanting, so it makes sense that people would buy that. But in number 2 is Super Mario Odyssey, hanging in there really pretty close to Call of Duty World War II at 116,000, putting the total to almost 600,000 units there, 578,000 total, so close to 600,000. Definitely will get there next week. Definitely will get there next week. Number 3 is a game I've actually never heard of. It's called Dot Hack Last Recode, made by Bandai Namco for the PS4. 61,000 units, sold pretty well. Number 3. Number 4 is 3DS Style Savvy Styling Star, my favorite 3DS game, as you guys all know. Not 32,000 units there. Number 5, a good game on the Nintendo Switch, Splatoon 2, getting back up on the charts at 23,557 units. So close to 1.3 million units sold overall. Just 5,000 more units there, and it will get to 1.3 million units in Japan alone. That game is selling really, really well. Number 6 is Ark Survival Evolved for the PS4, 23,000. Number 7 is Assassin's Creed Origins, supposedly one of the better Assassin's Creed games as of late on the PS4, 22,000 units. Number 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 15,000 units, so close to 800,000. Just needs the measly 22,000 more units and get there. Probably another 2 weeks, it'll be at 800,000 units sold in Japan. Number 9, 3DS Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux, 9,978. And number 10, PS4 Gran Turismo Sport, falling way down. Like, I expected this to kind of stay in the charts. It sold over 100,000 its first week. It's not even gotten to 200,000. Only sold 9,000 this week. It literally hasn't sold the amount it sold in its first week in like 3-4 weeks. So I don't know what happened in that game. It's like it sold really well, over 100,000 units. All of a sudden, it just dropped off the charts. I don't know what's happening with that game. It didn't sell terribly though. 9,000 units, not too bad. But it sits there comfortably at number 10. A very interesting week this week. While PS4 may have gone the top spot in game sales, at least number 1, Switch still hanging in there. Even if you include the PS4 and PS4 Pro, still sold about 30,000 more units than the PlayStation 4. So overall pretty good. Of course, Super Mario Odyssey selling amazing, almost 600,000 units, and it's only in its second week. That is absolutely incredible. World War II Call of Duty selling pretty well. Of course, not nearly as well as Mario Odyssey. Sold almost 450,000 its first week, but what game does sell as well as Mario Odyssey? Overall, great week software and hardware for both PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch. But anyways, guys, that's all for this video. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe down in the description below for more news updates Monday through Friday, and let me know down in the comments below if anything I shared here, whether that be hardware sales or on the software side of things. And I'll see you guys later on What About Nintendo. Bye!